The sound of a slow heartbeat fills the silence. A single drop of blood falls on cold marble. In that still moment, the world seems frozen, like it's holding its breath, waiting for something terrible to begin. A faint voice whispers from the dark, "When blood calls to blood." Who answers? A door creaks open somewhere far away, light spilling into a room that has not seen life for a long time. On the walls, old family portraits, faces half burned, half forgotten. A storm rumbles outside, as if warning what's coming. Something has returned. Something that was never meant to wake again. The rain hits the old mansion like it's trying to wash away the sins buried inside. But some stains never fade. They only sink deeper into the walls, whispering stories no one wants to hear. The house stands silent now. The same house where screams once echoed, where secrets were sealed with blood, and where promises were broken long before the first season ended. You can almost hear them if you listen close enough. The arguments, the lies, the final words before everything went dark. A fire once took half the house. Everyone said it was an accident. But the truth was far uglier. It wasn't the flames that destroyed the family, it was what they were hiding. Every ember that burned that night carried a secret, and one of those secrets survived. Someone who was supposed to die in that fire never did. They've been watching, waiting, learning every weakness, every scar left behind. Now, after all these years, the family that thought they were safe is about to face the past they buried. The letter arrives first, no name, no address, just a red fingerprint sealing it shut. Inside, only 4 words. Blood always remembers you. And with that, the nightmare starts again. Thunder rolls across the sky as the old clock starts ticking after years of silence. Every tick sounds like a warning. Every second, like a countdown. Shadows move in the hallways. Doors open on their own. And something unseen walks where footsteps should never fall. It's not just haunting, it's calling. Calling the ones who escaped to return, one by one, to finish what was left undone. Outside, the wind howls through broken windows, carrying voices that should not exist. Inside, a light flickers once, twice, then goes out. In the dark, someone whispers a name. It's a name that hasn't been spoken since the night of the fire. And somewhere, miles away, that name wakes the only person who can answer it. Their eyes open in the dark, cold and calm. They know the time has come. The blood is calling again. The story doesn't begin where it ended. It begins where everyone thought it was over, in the ashes, in the silence, and in the guilt no one could ever wash away. Because blood doesn't forget. And it never forgives. The night is colder than usual. The wind moves through the trees like it's carrying memories instead of air. Somewhere in the distance, the sound of church bells rings, slow, hollow, and out of time, as if echoing from another world. A car's headlights cut through the fog, crawling up the old hill road that leads to the mansion. The engine hums softly, steady and calm, but the driver's hands tremble slightly on the wheel. The rain has stopped, yet the world still feels wet, like it's soaked in something heavier than water, maybe fear. Inside the car, the smell of old leather mixes with the faint scent of blood on the driver's sleeve. They don't wipe it off. They don't even look at it. They've carried that blood before, years ago, and they know what it means. The car slows as the mansion comes into view, tall, broken, and unwelcoming, its windows glowing faintly like the eyes of something alive. The driver takes a deep breath and steps out. The ground squishes underfoot, mud mixed with rain and ashes. Every step toward the door feels like walking back into a nightmare that never ended. The house recognizes them. The moment they cross the threshold, the air shifts. The candles flicker though there's no wind. The old clock, silent for years, starts ticking again. It's almost like the mansion remembers every sin, every scream, every drop of blood that ever touched its floor. They whisper softly, "I'm home." But the word home feels wrong, poisoned. This place was never home. It was a cage made of guilt. Upstairs, the portraits hang crooked, eyes half-burned but still watching. One frame is missing, the one that used to hold the picture of the youngest child, the only one who never came back after the fire. Their room remains untouched, dust frozen on every surface, toys lying exactly where they were left. On the window, a handprint appears, faint, childlike, and wet, but no one is there to make it. The driver looks up sharply, breath held. Nothing. Only silence. But silence can scream louder than words when you're alone in a place like this. A sound rises, a soft humming, like a lullaby. The same one the child used to sing. It comes from behind the locked door at the end of the hall. That door hasn't opened since the night of the fire. No key fits it anymore. But tonight, it creaks open by itself. Inside, the air smells of smoke and roses. On the wall, written in something dark and shiny, are the same 4 words from the letter. Blood always remembers you. The letters are fresh. The driver touches one still warm. They back away slowly, heart pounding, eyes scanning the room. A figure stands at the far end, half hidden in the shadows. It's not moving, not breathing, just standing. Watching, the driver whispers, "Who's there?" No answer. Only the faint sound of dripping, drip, 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 from somewhere above. When they look up, they see it. A mark carved into the ceiling, the family crest, scorched into the wood. The same crest that burned in the fire, the same one that was buried with the ashes. Except now, it's back, glowing faintly red, as if alive. They take a step back, but the floor creaks under their weight, loud enough to break the silence. The shadow tilts its head, slowly, curiously, like it's remembering something. Then, in a voice that sounds both familiar and broken, it whispers, "You came back." The lights go out. For a moment, there is only darkness. Then the sound of a match striking. A single flame flickers to life, revealing the driver's face, older, haunted, and wet with tears. The reflection of the flame dances in their eyes. "I had to," they whisper. It's not over. The match burns out, leaving them in blackness once again. But the house isn't quiet anymore. Footsteps echo from upstairs. Doors slam. The walls groan. The mansion is awake. And so is the curse that sleeps inside it. The blood that binds them, the same blood that destroyed them, has begun to move again, pulsing through every hidden corner of this family's history. Outside, lightning strikes. The entire hill glows red for a second, and in that flash, we see the outline of more figures standing in the rain, watching the mansion from afar. They're back to all of them. The ones who left, the ones who lied, the ones who should have stayed buried. The family has returned, and this time, there will be no forgiveness, no mercy, only blood. Dawn never truly comes to that place. The sky turns gray, not bright. The air feels heavy, as if even the wind refuses to breathe near that mansion. The old iron gate creaks open, not because someone pushed it, but because it was waiting for them. The first car stops at the edge of the gravel path, tires crunching softly. A woman steps out, dressed in black, her face hidden under a veil. She stands still for a long moment, staring at the house that once tried to kill her. She carries no suitcase, no flowers, just a small box wrapped in chains. No one knows what's inside, not even her, but it hums faintly, like something alive. She isn't alone for long. Another car arrives, then another. Doors open, one by one, and the ghosts of a family step out in flesh and blood, each face older, colder, but their eyes still carrying the same fire. The oldest brother, the one who vanished right after the fire, walks up the path with slow, steady steps. His coat drips with rain, and his hand never leaves his pocket. Some say he brought death with him wherever he went. Some say death followed him here. The mother comes next. Her hair is white now, but her presence is sharp, like glass. She doesn't cry. She never did. Her eyes move over the house, not with fear, but with quiet hate. She built this home with love once, before it became a tomb. Now she's here to burn what's left of it. Or maybe to finish what she started. They all gather at the front door without speaking. The silence between them says more than words ever could. Old pain doesn't need sound. It just lingers. The door opens before they touch it, slowly, almost politely, like the house knows its family has come home to die. Inside, the air is thick with dust and memories. Every step they take leaves a mark. Every breath feels borrowed. The old dining table still stands in the center, long and dark, just as they left it. 11 chairs, though only 6 are alive to sit. The rest remain empty, but not forgotten. The woman in black places her chained box on the table. It rattles softly, like something inside wants to get out. No one asks about it. They all have things they'd rather not speak of. Instead, their eyes wander to the walls, the portraits that used to hang proudly now covered with sheets. Someone pulls one down. Beneath it, a painting of their father, smiling wide, but his eyes have changed. The smile looks wrong, stretched, like the paint itself twisted overnight. The youngest brother breaks the silence first. His voice is calm, too calm. "We shouldn't have come back." The mother answers without looking at him, "We never left." A door slams upstairs. Everyone freezes. The air drops colder. They can hear footsteps, slow, dragging, heavy. The sound stops just above them. Dust falls from the ceiling. The chandelier sways, though no wind moves. Then, a whisper. It's the same lullaby again, the one that belonged to the child they lost. The mother closes her eyes, trembling for the first time. "She's here," she says softly. The woman in black opens the box. Inside, there's nothing but ashes and a single silver key. She places the key on the table, and suddenly, every candle in the house lights up. The shadows dance wildly across the walls, forming shapes that look too human to be tricks of light. They turn toward the staircase. At the top stands a small figure, half hidden in darkness. Her dress is burnt, her hair tangled, her face unseen, but her eyes, glowing faint red, stare down at them with quiet rage. She doesn't move, she doesn't speak, but when she lifts her hand, every door in the mansion slams shut at once. The brother shouts, "It's not real," but deep down, he knows it is, because the fire didn't take her. The family did. They made her the monster she became. The truth they buried that night didn't die, it waited. And now, the house wants its justice. The air fills with whispers, 1,000 voices murmuring from nowhere and everywhere. They echo the same words, again and again. Blood remembers. Blood returns. The walls start to bleed thick, dark lines dripping down like tears. The mother drops to her knees, her voice cracking for the first time in years. "What do you want?" she screams, and from the top of the stairs, the little girl answers, her voice soft and broken. "What was promised?" Lightning flashes, flooding the hall with white light. When it fades, she's gone. Only her shadow remains burned into the wall, small and trembling, reaching for something that never came. The family stands frozen, the silence louder than thunder. The curse has spoken. The past is awake. Outside, the sun tries to rise, but the clouds swallow it whole. Morning never comes. Not for them, because once blood remembers, it never forgets again. The house is no longer quiet. It breathes now, slow and deep, like something alive beneath the walls. The air hums with a low vibration that feels like a pulse. Every candle burns brighter, casting long red shadows that crawl across the floors and ceilings like veins. The family stands together, but they aren't a family anymore. They're fragments, pieces of guilt stitched together by fear. No one speaks. No one dares to. The house is listening. The youngest brother stares at the wall where the little girl's shadow remains burned. "It's her," he says softly, voice cracking. "She's not gone." The mother shakes her head, trembling. "We buried her," she whispers. "We watched her burn." But deep down, they both know the truth. Not everything buried stays dead. The fire took her body, not her blood. Suddenly, the floorboards begin to creak, one by one, like footsteps, moving underneath them. The chandelier swings violently, glass shattering across the table. The box the woman in black brought bursts open, chains snapping like brittle bones. From inside, thick red smoke pours out, swirling through the air. The key melts into nothing. The smoke shapes itself into the faint outline of a child's form, faceless, trembling, and whispering. Her voice echoes through every corner of the house. "You promised you'd never leave me." The mother falls to her knees, tears mixing with dust. "We didn't leave you," she cries, but the voice answers, cold and sharp, "You forgot me." The walls start to bleed again, more violently this time. The portraits of the family drip red, their painted eyes melting, turning to black holes. Every light flickers and then dies, leaving only the red glow from the blood running down the walls. The oldest brother slams his fist on the table, shouting, "Enough, it's not real." But the moment his voice rises, the mansion reacts. The door slams shut, windows crack, and a scream echoes from deep within the basement. Raw, human, endless. The ground shakes. The air turns thick, heavy with the smell of iron. One by one, the candles relight themselves. But this time, their flames burn blood red. They rush toward the front door, but it won't open. The handle twists like it's alive, refusing to let them go. The woman in black steps forward, voice calm but trembling. "It's not the house," she says. "It's the blood. The curse lives in us, not in these walls." They turn to her, eyes wide. She continues, "The fire didn't start from outside. It started from within. From one of us." Silence falls heavy. Every heartbeat echoes in the dark. The truth they've avoided for years begins to surface like a corpse rising from deep water. The mother looks at her hands, shaking. "I tried to save her," she whispers, but she wouldn't stop screaming. "She saw what I did. She saw everything." The youngest brother steps closer. "What did you do?" he asks, voice cold. The mother looks up, tears streaking her face. "I lit the match." A thunderclap splits the sky outside. The ground trembles beneath the mansion as the red smoke thickens, turning into fire. But this fire doesn't burn wood, it burns truth. The walls begin to show flashes of memory. The night of the fire, the argument, the betrayal, the moment the match fell. They all see it now, the mother's hand shaking, the little girl screaming. the others turning away instead of saving her. The curse wasn't born from magic, it was born from guilt. The blood that ties them together is the same blood that damned them. The woman in black closes her eyes, whispering, "She's not haunting us. She's trying to make us remember." Then, from the top of the stairs, the figure of the girl appears again, clear this time. Her eyes burn with sorrow, not hate. She looks at each of them, and the voice that follows is calm, almost gentle. "You forgot who we were, but I didn't." She steps down the stairs slowly, and as she does, the fire around her fades into light. The house stops trembling. The bleeding walls begin to dry. The family watches in silence, hearts pounding, as the little girl stands before them. She reaches out her small hand toward the mother. "I never wanted revenge," she whispers. "I just wanted you to remember me." The mother reaches forward, and the moment their hands touch, the house exhales. A massive gust of air rushes through the hall, blowing out every candle. The mansion falls into darkness once more. When the light returns, the little girl is gone. Only ashes remain where she stood. The red stains fade from the walls, and the house stands still again, quiet and tired. The curse, it seems, has lifted. But as they turn to leave, something catches their eyes. The family crest above the fireplace, once black and burned, now glows faintly red, veins pulsing through it, like a beating heart.